Every day each company must take care about their core business, and very often they don't have time to look for new technologies or for a way to renew their core business. Nobody is very conscious about the importance of the change, and many times the change or the innovation process is perceived like a waste of money or a waste of time. But the problem is not the innovation or the change process by itself. The problem is to have the right partner, or to have an access to a technological one-stop shop center where they can look for motivation, inspiration, and for the right competencies. This is important because then the company could be bridged versus the change, and they can set a proper innovation profitable process. Change will not happen without external stresses. For this reason, you need of a right partner. Especially for new laser technologies, you need to make some profitability study in terms of economical and technical feasibility studies. And you have to test the new application, you have to assess it, and also you have many times to certify. For this reason, we built the new Advanced Laser Center. And here we can stay close to our customer during this change process. This machine is our PrintGenius 250. The focus of this powder bed fusion machine is productivity. Two independent lasers perform layer after layer a 3D structural or industrial components. It means that this machine is very suitable to make very complex shapes, and it is very flexible, also in terms of material that you can use of this machine. By the way, let me explain better this machine with Silvio. Silvio will explain us all the features of this machine, and then let's see. Silvio, how this machine can be more productive than the other machine?
This machine, we improved a lot of things. For example, as you can see, we have improved the recoating time that reduced the dead time that are related during the printing. Then we have two lasers that works simultaneously in the same parts. As you can see, so we have two sources of laser that work at the same times to reduce the time of production.
But I know that there is some new also about the filtering system. So tell me about something about that.
Yes, we industrialized the filter system. This is because to reduce the stop of the machine during the production activity. So now the filter is an industrial solution to reduce the lead time, also to change the filter, and to reduce the stop of the machine. So the machine can work also up 5,000 hours per year.
Okay, and the third point, how difficult is programming the machine? Because the third part is how many skills you should have in order to use this machine.
Yes, in theory it's very simple. As you can see, we developed a new interface that is touch screen, and also even if an operator is not working for years for additive manufacturing field, the operator can very easily understood how the system works and can load the part to print very easily. It's very intuitive and it's very user-friendly.
So practically we are talking about the machine that is very easy to be programmed.
Yes, of course.
It's very flexible in terms of materials, and then it is very reliable because the filtering system and the area is much more improved with respect to the other machine. But exactly which kind of application you can perform with this machine?
Yes. Let's see some examples. In any case, you can perform very different materials with this machine, so it's very reliable. For example, you can print a very complex part. This is a copper alloy, based copper alloy part that is very complex and has internal structure to add value for the part. But we are not talking about also just a big part, but a very detailed part. For example, as you can see, here we have titanium parts that is very small and is very detailed. We can perform also very small feature, as you can see. We have thin wall of 0.1 millimeter and internal wall about 0.5 millimeter. Another very interesting application is the mold field. So In the automotive sector, you can print an object that is very simple. This is Maraggi steel, a very hard steel to perform the manufacturing of the mold. But as you can see, this is the inside of this part. We add some value to a simple part. So you can print internal channel to have a very complex part with a very simple external shape.
Okay, thank you, Silvio. It's perfect.